to set the context, about a year ago, I saw you perform in Portmarnock Sports and Leisure Centre. It was actually a year ago to this very day. And you were opening for Damien Dempsey, and a few days later, you were opening again for Damien Dempsey in Vicar Street. Do you want to just tell the listeners about that and how you and Damo formed a connection and what led to that great gig?
Yeah, so me and Damo would have been when I was 13. I was first asked to perform with Damo, open for him in Whelan's and the Access Centre. He was headlining those kind of gigs back then, and I grew it. I kind of got to know him throughout the years. I've done a couple of shows. In 2016, my very first show, I played back as a solo. I was in a band for years, and my very first solo show back from being in the band was opening for Damo up in. We went up to Culdaff in Donegal, Ballybuffet, I think it was. Yeah, Ballybuffet as well, and then we done Sligo and Longford, I think it was at the time. So yeah, I've always been kind of doing some shows with him, and it was great that he invited me to do, And then Portmarnock's one was actually through a friend of mine, Dean. He asked me to perform. It wasn't actually a support for Damo. It was just a couple of guests on the night, playing. And Damo was obviously, he was the last on. And I had already known that I was supporting him the following, I think it was 2 weeks later in Vicar Street. But just on the lead up to it, you usually get some extra opportunities on the lead up to a support or whatever, and I was very grateful of that.
Now, forgive me if my hearing's wrong, but did I hear you say you were 13 when you first opened for Damien Dempsey?
Yeah, I
That's
was
mad.
13 and in Whelan's, yeah. I've been writing since I'm about 12 or 13, and got a couple of opportunities like I done a radio show, a thing called Nair FM in Dublin. I don't know whether you're familiar with it. And from that I got a support. I think it might have been Whelan's first and then the Access Centre. And I went out to the two gigs and I was terrified. I was fucking sorry for the chorus. I was shitting to go out on stage, and I was afraid to perform, and I didn't talk when between the songs. So I'd go out and I'd play the songs, and I wouldn't say thank you or wouldn't say. I just put my head down and play again.
Yeah.
First ever gigs. And that was, I think, at the time Damo was doing Whelan's, like that was his biggest show. One of his biggest shows, the Whelan's, the annual Christmas show now, or the December shows. I think Whelan's was his biggest show, and then being able to do the Vicar Street with him then a couple of years later was great. I'm always that, I do often send off music to him, and he'd give me some feedback on it, and yeah, he's a lovely chap, really nice guy he is.
Yeah, that's amazing. He's definitely on my bucket list of collaborators. I set myself a goal that by time I'm 24, that I'd be singing with Damien Dempsey. I met him 2 years ago in Limerick, but I didn't tell him I was a musician because I didn't want to. I don't know. I was just insecure about myself. I just wanted to be a fan, and
Right.
that was that. But yeah, I'm a bit Damo mad. Like I've
Ah,
got
he's
the lyrics to "Busting Out of Here" tattooed on my arm and everything.
brilliant, brilliant. He's the type of chap that, this thing people say, you never meet your heroes, or you never meet people like that's famous, or you see on TV, because usually they're not the way they are on TV or whatever. And Damo is he's very ordinary. Like if you went up to him and said I do music, he listens. He's great for listening, and he wouldn't cut across you when you're talking or anything like that. He's just a very ordinary chap, and he's very good. And I'm sure he would. He'd definitely do something with you, because I know, like, he helps a lot of artists out. There's a lot of bands that through their they might go through their management or the promoter for getting their support, and the promoter arranges that. But Damo sorts all his own supports a lot of the time, and he's very good. He's very good for helping he helps musicians a lot. He's helped me in an awful way, and he's had to kind of give me a little bit of a boost in terms of what I'm doing. So I'm very grateful of that as well. But yeah, get in touch with him. I'm sure he'd love to hear. He loves to listen to the different music. He loves to listen to your lyrics, and like if you send him on music, he enjoys that. So he'll I'm sure he'd love your stuff, Paddy, as well. Did you say what age are you now? Are you under the 24 or?
Yeah. Well, this is. We'll say I'm 21 for the sake of argument, because by the time this airs, I'll be 21. But I'm only 20. I look like an old bastard, but I feel like an old bastard
Fucking
too, but I'm only 20 years of age.
Jesus, that's mad. Yeah. I didn't know you were only 20. I never knew that. I never knew. I didn't know what age you were, you know. Obviously we've only met through Instagram, and it's great that we did manage to meet. I know you were at the Portmarnock show, but like social media, you wouldn't be able to if we didn't have social media, the next time you might see me or I might see you is only if we're at another gig or something like that, you know. So it's
Yeah.
great that you're able to connect after these things and be able to stay in touch. But yeah, you'll definitely do it. It's great to give yourself goals, and um, I always used to say if I'm not doing what I want to do by the time I'm 25, you know, I'm 24 now. I just went 24 in September. Um, I said, if I'm not doing it, what I want to do, and like I obviously have my own goals, and that if I wasn't doing it by 25, I was kind of saying, all right, I'll leave it at that, join a wedding band and do something like that on the side, you know, so you're still getting the love of music. But nah, it's not. I'm fully committed to it now, and I'm in a mind frame where I don't really. It doesn't matter how long it'll take me to. I have one of my biggest goals is to do a show like Vicar Street where it's my own headline show, and that I can see it happening. You know, I can see it
Oh
happening
yeah,
down
I
the
can
line at
too.
some point. Yeah, and it'll happen for everybody. You know, I think there was a long time I didn't really believe in what I was doing, and I was saying things that I didn't even believe in myself. You know, and they never happened for me, and that was because I didn't actually have any faith in it and I didn't believe myself. But I think experience and things like that, like I've been obviously playing the last couple of years, but mainly within the last year or 2 years, I've done a lot of gigs and I've had a lot of great experiences, and just in different places like studios and whether it's rehearsals with different bands or whatever, you know. And I felt I've learned more in the last year than I have in the last 10 or 12 that I'm playing, you know.